Hello guys, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to Editing 101. This is a series where you and I will explore different industry through the perspective of professionals who have experience at working in the field. And today, avsq is really honored to have a special guest coming from the industry that I am really interested in, and it is no other than the creative industry. So please welcome Mr. James Wu.
Thanks for having me.
Hello, how are you feeling today?
Feeling very good. It's very excited to be on the other side of the cameras. So I usually be on that side, but now I can hear. So
That might be interesting to.
feeling very excited, very fresh, but also pretty nervous.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm nervous as well, but let's fake it till you make it, I guess. We are really excited today as well, and a bit nervous for us as well because we know you know usually a professional behind the camera, but today we are doing the job and you are the interviewee. So yeah. Before we get into the podcast and the exciting parts, can you introduce yourself to us and give it a little bit of your background so the audience can know you better?
Yeah. My name is James, or Ha in Vietnamese. I'm working for a consulting company in Brisbane, and I'm currently leading a production unit of that company, and it's called 𝐄𝐦𝐚𝐢𝐥 Studio. So we often work with clients in the government, World Bank, and some other clients in the development sector.
So I think we're gonna dive into the first bit of the postcard now. So I did send you a personality quiz the other day.
Thanks.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
Feel great. And I like the set of questions. Some tricky questions as well about how we navigate those certain situations within an organization. And I think the questions.
Yeah. We just kind of want to test if you are ethical or professional enough for this postcard.
Well, not really.
No, that's obviously a joke. But to start off first, I will ask you a really nice, good, simple, basic question. But I feel like it is really important. So, be prepared.
Yeah.
It's kind of special. So what was your reason or your motivation to choose to work in the creative industry, or more specifically the videography and digital storytelling that you are currently doing right now?
Yeah, good question. So I always liked doing fun stuff. So I hate boring stuff, and I start off in the advertising industry.
Yeah.
And my role at the time was doing data entry. So there was an opportunity opening on, okay, can you create some visuals that goes along with the advertising? So I was like, oh, can I do that instead? and my employer at the time was like, okay, so let's just get you to try it for a couple of months, see how it goes. And since then, I'll just start developed the passion for working with moving images, with videos, music, background, voiceover, and stuff like that. And to a point that I feel like editing isn't enough. So I decided to pursue something more than that. So I quit the job, learn how to use the cameras, and just start learning all the technical stuff. And
Wow.
then it went from there. So I went past the COVID period.
Yeah.
Which actually really great time for videography because everyone went live streaming and
Oh yeah. That's it.
yeah. So and I met great mentors along the way that gave me some great advice.
Do you think that your original background helps you a lot with your current job, or you just it's kind of a waste, or a thing that you just a means that you can find a true passion. What do you think about the background or that you started
Yeah.
at?
I never felt that it's a waste of time or a waste of opportunity, because in marketing or in advertising, it's always about, okay, so how do we sell the stuff, and videography or graphic design or whatever in the creative industry is one of the tools that support the top level of,
Right.
of like you have marketing and you have advertising, PR, communication,
Yeah.
and then below that, at the bottom level, you have some more hands-on stuff like graphic design, videography. But overall, it's just to serve one purpose of selling the stuff most of the time.
Yeah.
So learning about that, learning about target audience, consumer behavior, and just marketing techniques and tricks and tips in general, I think we will have a lot when you work at the graphics design level or at videography. So yeah, I feel.
So you got to learn the foundational knowledge and the theories, the definition, and then you switch from that and you learn a more technical stuff, more hands-on stuff.
Yeah, and it's more fun usually.
Yeah. When I was analyzing your answers to the quiz, I can tell that as I say, you don't hesitate to express your ideas and make bold creative decisions. But at the same time, you are able to guide others to the best idea. So let's say you have this one client and their vision and their desires may not align with your ideas or with what you think that will lead that product, let's say, to a more guaranteed success.
Yes.
And instead of pushing away or invalidating your client vision just because you are the professional in the field, you give them what they want, but with your own guidelines, your own tricks to make it successful, like a more guaranteed succeeds. So what would you describe that ability of yours?
My ability.
Yeah, to put into words or to put into one term called some explanation. What would you say that ability of yours is? Your voice.
I think my ability is to coordinate.
Coordinate?
Yeah, so I think it happens a lot in the working environment too, that you have someone to coordinate and balance those views, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you have products delivered no matter what it is. So coordinate between different roles. I hope that answered the question. Yeah, I hope I'm on the right track. But within an organization, you could have a creative director or the CD or the account manager, project manager, whatever it is. And you have people work on the creative side, graphic designer, UI, UX designer, videography, video editor. And so you have different personalities, you have some people that, so you have some people that really goal-oriented and make sure that, okay, we have to deliver this by Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. And sometimes you have people that, okay, today I feel a bit creative, so I'll go extra mile to make it more pop, make the design more pop, or make the
outstanding.
Yeah, so that's quite important term in the design, like make it pop. But then so balancing between those is extremely important. So I think learn how to coordinate between those and balance those. I think it's one of my ability, and it's the requirements for my current role as well, to work with different what are called stakeholders and function, make them happy.
Yep.
And and make something that has a meaning and have a purpose.
Make them happy and make things work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just mentioned your position. You're the head of digital storytelling at your workplace, and you just give us a explanation of the ability that you have and kind of a requirement for your job right now. So would you say that ability of yours is gifted, as in you have always been born with it, this natural, or do you say it is achieved and it is obtained through your experiencing, through learning in your different jobs?
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm gifted, but I think my family has a bit of background on the creative side. My dad is a director, a theater drama director, and my mom's in the a literature. He's teacher. So growing up I have a bit of advantages, but then just learning is also very important too.
Yeah.
And I would say that with learning alone, I think you can go very far in this industry, and just ability to listen, to learn from others people, copy from other people, sometimes steal from
Inspire.
Steal legally from other people.
Legally steal.
Ideal. And if you have a bit of the gift, I think that make you really successful. I think not that I'm successful at the moment, but I think it's.
Our guest speaker is humble.
Yeah.
So I would say you have a great opportunity growing up within your family and the breakdown. You look up to your parents and you learn that how they work with things, and of course through learning experiencing as well to enhance your skill, your ability, to develop yourself to the best version of your best self for your own position.
And one of the most important things is to maintain the love for whatever you're doing too. And I think it's I can't stress it enough. It's really important. I think we had a conversation the other day on the industry, and I tell Daniel,
our videographer for this podcast.
Yeah, that if you don't like the industry that you're in, you'll be in big trouble, because often, most of the time, it's painful, and sometimes it's not the most well-paid industry out there. You have finance and tech and all that sort of stuff, but this is the industry that you can work with what you like doing, and you got paid for that, so that's a win-win for you and for the client. But to overcome those struggles of working in creative side, that you have a criticism all the time, and it's painful, but it's just the love of what you're doing that will keep you going.
Things can get hard, can get challenging and draining, because you have to come through all the processes all the time, really difficult, but if you have your passion, you can push through it and make it at the end, make everything work and make everybody happy. I would say. I want to say that I did a little bit of stalking on your LinkedIn profile.
There you go. Well, that's one of the important things to stalking or knowing your target audience.
One of the get to know your target audience, get to know your client a little bit better. Nothing harms to that, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, okay. That's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm not creepy stalker, guys. So, for what I know, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, before become the head of digital storytelling, you experienced the role more in videographer, as in like making video, creating video, editing, or video producer, and then I would say that your previous jobs with the current job right now, they are similar, but also different at the same time. So, what are the characteristics or the traits do you think you have that can help you acquire your current position, as the leader of a department as Square Circle?
Yeah.
Aside from the ability that we just talked about.
Yeah, I think one of the things is we're not a very big consulting agency. So I think we have 12 people. So everyone in the company wears a lot of hats. But moving up from a video editor to a videographer to now leading a small studio, I think it sometimes it's based on luck too, and sometimes, as I said, it's based a lot on if you really love what you're doing and you find a way to keep continuously improve on the work that you do. I think it will lead to why I end up here. So when I first started with Square Circle, we were a humble studio, Square Circle studio. Yeah, we were humble studio, and then through the work that we do, we gain a lot of more attention, and I think we're doing pretty well so far. Yeah, so that some of the recent projects that we were doing were very exciting, and also I think have a great use for those products that we use. We made as well.
When you're working on creative stuff or working in the government, you didn't choose to do that. So do you think when you first get into the work, you feel new, or what do you think, like, this is something that I didn't expect to do, but I did it anyway. I choose to go for it anyway. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that decision, and when you actually working on that, and how do you feel?
Yeah, I think till this day I still have no idea of what I'm doing most of the time. Like even when diving into the project, I have absolutely no idea how to do it, but we figure out on the way. And I think having that mindset helps a lot, and just take whatever throws into you, and you can feel the peace of mind nowadays, especially with all the social media and all the platforms that can support you, like ChatGPT and YouTube. So you can have a peace of mind of no matter what you're trying to achieve or which project direction that goes into, you always have a source of knowledge online in some shapes or forms that can help you to achieve where you want to go. But just overcoming that struggle to start, like, I don't know if I'm able to do it, or I don't know what the end result will look like, and we'll figure out a way. So having that mindset helps a lot.
Like, you shouldn't be afraid of changes. Changes can be really unpleasant, but that's what makes you grow, what makes you better. And as you say, up until this day, you still don't know what you are actually doing.
Yeah.
But I think that is a really good thing. You have to always don't know something. You have to embrace the unknown to actually learn every day, so that you know more, and you find out something you don't know about, and then you learn. It's just like a continuous journey that's never end and should never end.
Yes.
Yeah.
But within I think
With
limit range. I would say now, if I don't know anything about finance, and I jump straight from videography to finance, that's not going to happen. But within
the background, the foundational background,
So I wouldn't advise against okay.
Yeah.
Like.
I mean, don't know about something, but not too much.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We have limitation. when you're in the process of making this project and when it come out, what is your definition of success? For example, for one product, what is your metrics for the factors that you will consider whether that product has that make it successful?
Yeah, I think the success of a project or product often based on whether it meets the communication goals or whatever the goals it set, and so does it meet the target? Does it do all the things that it's set out to do? For example, if you make a product, educational product or whatever, and the goal is to make the audience understand, and does it do that? But also in social media space, you have some metrics that you can measure those effectiveness of a video, whether it's click-through rate, whether it's conversion, how many people click on your videos and lead to sales, things like that. So yeah, there are a lot of measurements to a certain product or project. But yeah, I think whatever goals it set out to do, if the product have make the project success, I think it is success.
So what do you say? You will look at more like numbers and let's say rates, feel like the analytics number and the data, or more of the valuable meaning, novelty of the product. When you say, well, which aspect are you leaning more toward to when it comes to the successfulness of the product? Or
I think it depends on the industry that you're on. So if you marketing and sales, obviously the most important is how many products that we sell, and how can those videos or the visual can help you achieve that target or goals, or like KPI. But if you're in more non-linear industry, like you work with stakeholders and you work in films, for example, how the audience receive your products, you go and you ask them like, how do you feel? Like, does it really help you to understand what we're trying to convey to you, or what kind of emotions that you feel after this, and what is some of the call to action that these products inspire you to do? So those are some of the key metrics and how we measure the success of the campaign.
so there you go. That's wrap up for our first part of the podcast.
Thanks.
Do you feel a little bit warmed up?
Yeah, sure.
I feel more than warmed up.
Yeah. I think it was pretty good.
Go pretty well,
Yeah,
right?
not too bad.
Not too bad. Not too bad. That's good. So let's go into the second part of the podcast now.
Sure.
And it is called the assumption board. So we got our little assumption board right here with a variety of assumptions about working in the creative industry or working in arts. So what you're gonna do is you pick some of the assumption on the board right there, and we discuss about it. If you like, you agree with it, you disagree with it, or you have mixed feeling, we will know in a bit. Okay,
Right.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, what's the first one you like to pick?
I think I'll go from bottom up. So
Go for it.
bottom one.
Yeah. Can you read it aloud to our audience?
Yeah. So the assumption is you don't need a university degree to work in the industry.
Oh,
The
you don't need a university degree to work in the creative industry. That's a good one, I feel like. What do you think of that?
well, I think that it has some truth to it,
Yet?
because nowadays you can learn a lot to online platforms and like YouTube or just online course. So you don't actually need a degree. I think the more important thing is your portfolio. But also I can't deny the fact that the university also helps a lot, and it trains you on how to work with different personalities, and it also provides some knowledge on marketing in general. I think most of the degree will provide you that, how the user experience, how the user experience and just basic knowledge. But I firmly believe that with all the technical thing you can learn outside from outside of the university.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily need
To
you don't have to,
actually enroll in the university, need to get that, learn that skill, get to learn that skill.
Yeah.
Because I think also great example of you also you also went to university, and you also did not go to university to have skill that you need and that are required for your position today. But either of them is a waste, Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe when you study at university, you may not learn about the technical skill, technical knowledge that you needed, but you learn a more academic, it's more foundational stuff, and it also helps you a lot to, it's benefits.
Yeah.
Beneficial anyway.
Yeah. And you never know when you're gonna need it.
Yeah,
So,
you will never know. Maybe in a couple of years you don't like to, be creative, working in the creative industry anymore. You want to change path. How can we say about that, all right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So I guess we can move on to the next assumption.
there we go. Can I pick a different one now?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I love this term. Graduate students prefer freelancing, especially graduate students in creative industry, studying creative industry, prefer freelancing.
Okay.
So, can you tell us your thought about this, and also what other ways can graduate students go for when they finish university
It's a good effort.
aside of freelancing?
It might be controversial, but I think freelancing might not be the best way for a graduate student, because you have to have serious skills to be freelancing. And think about it, you have the ultimate freedom looking at freelancing, but also comes with a very, very demanding work discipline, also very strong technical skills to make you stand out from other freelancers. So I think for graduate students, the best way to start is, at least for me, in my opinion, is to work your way up from in an agency environment. Why? Because first of all, it gives you an environment that you get exposed to everything in the process. There we have different projects too, so and it creates some sort of excitement. It's very busy. It's burnt out sometimes, but working your way up to agency level is great. It's a great way to start. One of the things that you can do that is internship. Through internship, going up, then you can move into brands and in-house environment. Then once you accumulate a number of years of experience and you have people knowing your work outside of the work environment, that's what I think you can go think about. And you have to have a strong portfolio to go freelancing.
Yeah.
Because other than
Absolutely.
yeah, that's and you to get the clients to pay for your work doing freelancing work, I think it's quite.
And so it has to be really worth it.
Yeah. So at least in my opinion, I don't think it's an entry level thing to do.
Okay, so you want to move on to the next assumption?
Yeah, it's true.
Ideation is the only hard part
Mm.
in creative work. So creating ideas, come up with creative ideas, really good one, is the only hard part.
Yeah.
What do you say about that?
Oh, I think it's so wrong.
So wrong? Yeah,
Yeah.
straight away, wrong guy.
Yeah. I remember when I first started as an intern in Lay Brothers, a PR agency in Hanoi, and my mentor, which is the CEO at the time, is the May Quốc Bình, walked us through the meeting room and told us straight away that I think ideation is worth 5 cents.
5 cents?
Yeah, the execution is everything. And everyone can have good ideas, and the way to follow through with that idea and all the struggles. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Because like for somebody who doesn't involve in the creative industry, they may think that what you gotta do is creating. No, just create. What's the hard part about that? Like, what's so hard about coming up with an idea that is good? Because that's basically your only job.
Yeah.
But they just doesn't work that way. You have a lot of more works that need to be done backstage. A lot, you'd say, technical stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it happens a lot in this industry as well, and sometimes people look at it, especially the client.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to stay with clients. So. Yeah, but a lot of people will look at it and say, oh, okay, I can do that. Until they actually try.
So like, I
Yeah.
didn't expect it to be that
Yeah.
hard, but it's actually it is, guys.
Yeah, like why do you need more than one person to go into a video shoot?
Yeah.
Or
You just don't pick up a camera and go filming.
yeah.
It's just not the case.
My nephew can do that with their phone. Like, it's don't work.
Yeah, not that simple. We also do paperwork as well, guys. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot going on in that. Yeah, but ideation is the only hard part. I think it's hard.
It's an important step. Cannot skip the ideation step. Obviously, it's not the only hard part. It may be hard sometimes, because we are human. We are not creative all the time. We don't have unlimited ideas all the time. We start, but because we are human. But it's not the only hard part.
Yeah, I think what I learned from going to uni in QUT. So one of my lecturers told me that everyone can have good ideas.
Yep.
But the professionals, they come to good ideas faster than you because they've been trained. So
yeah.
Everyone.
You might be born being creative, but that creativity need to be learned as well.
They need to be trained
as well. Okay, so that is it for our second part of the podcast, the assumption board.
Thanks.
Do you like the assumptions?
Well, I love this assumption.
Interesting.
Yeah, there are lots of assumptions going on.
Yeah.
Especially within the industry.
Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, we had quite a good discussion, I think. So now we're gonna move on to the final part of the podcast, unfortunately. So the other day, I asked you to bring 2 items that you feel like is best representing your more skill sets or your mindset that you think that is relevant to your position right now, or or if somebody wants to work within the creative industry. So what do you bring us today?
Well, anything that I see on my desk, really.
Maybe just show it to the camera or something. Yeah.
So the first thing I brought is a laptop.
Laptop.
Yeah, it's I think in this industry nothing happens without a computer. Yeah, whether it's a PC or a laptop, Mac or Windows, whatever that you have. But I think we make everything on a computer nowadays. So I think a laptop is what you would need, and nothing special about my laptop. Some stickers, and if you can see this, we have stickers
We'll fix it.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, so we will fix it in post. It's a mantra, but also like an inside joke.
Inside joke. Do you mind?
Within the industry.
I'm gonna be annoying that I'm gonna ask you to explain the joke,
Yeah.
but if you don't mind, can you give us a little bit of insight?
Yeah, so especially among videographers or filmmakers,
Yeah.
and this is something that as a joke we often say to the clients. For example, what we can't do on set, we will just say to the client, oh, okay, we'll fix it in post. So we add something in, so it became like an inside joke between the industry. So yes, no matter what the client say, I want this, I want that, and if you can't do it on set on the day of shooting, you set up, you fix it in post. But often
We'll fix it. Yeah.
yeah, often yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it will be fixed. Don't worry.
yeah, it's like, oh, don't worry about it. We do it later. We figure it out. Yeah, so.
So you say like a laptop or a computer is something you cannot live without, especially when working in this industry.
Yeah, painfully yes.
Painfully, yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of I would say a little bit sad to think about. Like, oh, I cannot live without my laptop the other day. It's just my ride or die, a necessity, something that cannot be separated from my job. But it's the reality.
Yeah, it's then often most of the time they would spend way too much time on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to avoid that. But yeah, it's hard to balance, and that's what kind of the expectation that you would have in the industry, that okay, you'll be spending a lot of time on at least one or even more than one screen. Yeah, sometimes 2-3 screens, and yeah.
At the same time as
Yeah.
well.
So I'm trying to balance that with your daily life.
I feel like, yeah, we know it's not good for us, but it's unavoidable. For me, even I am currently a university student as well. I feel like I cannot live without my laptop, and at some time my laptop just say, oh, my screen time is 24 hours a day. I'm like, how is this possible? But it is still. So, what the other thing that you bring us today? Brings us today.
So the second thing that I brought today is a necklace, or what I think they call it the miss in the local language. So and this bird is a symbol of a province, like a mascot or New Island province in Papua New Guinea. There's a pretty long story behind this necklace. So half a year ago, we had a project in Papua New Guinea that the scope of the project required us to go into villages and remote areas and communities to talk with the people there, and how to do some documentaries work there. And so Papua New Guinea is special, but they have more than 800 languages inside the country.
800?
More than 800.
More than 800.
Yeah,
wow.
but they have the common language is talk piecing. Talk piecing.
Talk piecing.
Yes, and I thought to myself, like, if I go to the remote community and if I don't know the language, I'll be in trouble. So 6 months before the project started, I made a decision of I need to learn the languages, and I had to hire someone that teach me talk piecing, and study it for a period of 6 months. So every day on the bus, I spent 15 minutes just looking at the textbook that literally made for kids. Yeah, to study.
Start right at the beginning. You know?
Yeah, to study the language. But then eventually the language instructor started to become one of my good friends in PNG, and this is what the gift that he gave me when I arrived in the country, and it was made from his mom.
Wow.
Yeah, there's one of the special things about this is made from shell, fish shell, and they often call it the shell money.
Shell money.
Yeah, so it's some sort of some sort of currency in the custom. So what I can literally do right now is I can bring this to a market in PNG, and then I can use it to buy vegetables and stuff.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's and yeah, and it's
That's so interesting.
yeah, and I think from this what we learned, what I learned from studying the language is, even if we just make a small effort of learning the language, like the local language, the locals will 100% appreciate that, and it creates a very different environment, and it makes the work easier, and yeah, you feel more included in the community as well. And yeah, and to a bigger picture, and learning the culture, and yeah, language is one of them. Learning the culture, whatever if you're in the new country, or if you just in another organization, just pay attention to the culture, because yeah, I think it's everything. And for example, if you work in graphic design as well, you work in let's say you Vietnam and you work in some projects in Australia and vice versa, just learning the difference between each culture will help a lot.
Yeah.
And this is something that remind me of that. It paid off, like the amount of effort and time spending on learning the language, I think it paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reflecting to the skill set that you should have to work in the industry from the story, that you have to keep learning, right? And you have to adapt yourself to different environment and different situation. And for your case, it's the language. I mean, language is the most convenient means of communication. So you can understand the culture better. You can feel more connected. You can interact with people, in the tradition, in the culture, stuff like that.
Yes, I think that is very important.
Yeah. The more you're more experienced, the more you learn.
Yeah.
The more you've got to learn.
If I go to your house and I would list, know your parents,
Yeah.
and know a bit about what's going on in your house and things like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
Right.
I think it's a good way. Yeah, and that's it.
Learning is important. Even it's like when you go into a workforce, it doesn't mean that you got to stop learning now. No, just
Yes.
yeah.
It's when the learning starts.
That when the learning actually starts. Yeah, and that's it. It's for our final part. I think that we got a really good talk and some of a really good discussion today. We talk about quite a lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we spent a bit of time.
Yeah, good time talking about different things. So, if you can give one final advice to the people who are currently studying in the creative industry and are really likely to work in the creative industry as well, what will the advice be?
Yeah, I think the final advice for someone who's just start out is, if you want to work in any areas, make sure you have a portfolio related to that area. So no matter how you acquire that portfolio through freelancing, offer work offer free work, to get that. No matter how you do it, make sure you get a portfolio that you can show in the people in the industry that here's what I can do for you. So that's when you have the value to that, and I think it increases the chance that you're getting the industry, a job, like you're getting foot in the door of that.
Yeah. So you may have other skill sets, very versatile, but in a portfolio for the job that you are applying, to just give the people what they need.
Yeah, and I think in this industry, it's a lot on. It's more on the show rather than to the tell.
Yeah.
I'll show you this thing, and it's more visual.
So in Vietnamese, it would be like chăm nghe không một thấy.
Right.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. So that is it for the episode 3 of Earning 101, and it's also our final episode for this series for now. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I see you guys later in the future. Thank you for watching.
See ya.